Hello everyone, I hope all is well. I'd like to start a new mini-series today that I will call the Mini Yom Tov Sheni question, or to be more precise, asking for rain for the traveler. It is very similar to the question you get about someone living any other place outside of Israel that visits Israel for the Yom Tovim. How many days does he have to keep, and vice versa, but in this case with a little twinge, as I will explain. So, Baruch Hashem, in Israel, we have started to ask for rain since Zayin Mar Cheshvan, as the Shulchan Aruch paskins. Birkat Hashanim, tzarich lomar ba b'yamot hakshamim Veten ומטר. That's what we ask for in the bracha starting Barech Aleinu. In Chutz La'aretz, they start 60 days after the Tkufa in Bavel, coming out to the beginning of December. Uve'eret Yisrael, but in Israel, we start from the 7th of Cheshvan. Based on this, the Chida, who was a frequent traveler, Rav Chaim Yosef David Azulai, asks the question that was probably very relevant for him. Ben chutz la'aretz hanimtza be'eretz Yisrael, ben eretz Yisrael hanimtza bechutz la'aretz. Someone traveling from here to there. So, say he's from Israel, they already started to ask for rain, and now he traveled to America, or vice versa. He lives in America, and he's traveling to Israel. In America, they haven't started yet to ask for rain, but in Israel, they're 2 weeks in. What should he do? And like on Yom Tov Sheni, we have basically two opinions. And if I can quote my Rebbe Rav Rakefet, does it go by your head or by your feet? If it goes by your feet, it means when in Chutz La'aretz, when in Rome, act like a Roman. But if it goes by your head, then where do you pay your taxes? Where are your kids? Where are your Sfarim? Where is the majority of your life? You could be physically in Venezuela, but if you live in Israel, that's where your head is. So the question is, does it go by your head or by your feet? Come Rav Chaim Yosef David Azulai, who posed the question, and says in the name of two great Sephardic Gedolim the following: Kol echad yishal ki b'nei ha'ir hanimtza ba. Wherever you are, that's what you do. If you're in Israel, past the time they started to ask for rain, you ask for rain. And if you take a plane, and you happen to be anywhere outside of Israel, you don't. Vetama, and his reason, the ben chutz la'aretz hanimtza be'eretz Yisrael, hu tzarich lechayei sha'a ba'otam hayamim imahem. Someone living in, say, England, where it rains a lot, but he happens to be in Israel right now. The need of where he is for rain. So you go by where your feet are. Namely, if the need is there based on where you are, that's what you ask for. In a word, according to the Chida, it goes by your feet. Wherever you are, that's what you do. So it makes no difference where you come from, where you're going. It basically goes upon where you are, just like on Yom Tov Sheni. The Chacham Tzvi's position is, wherever you are, that's what you do. If you're in Israel 1 day, if you're in Chutz La'aretz 2 days. But other poskim, like on Yom Tov Sheni, says, no, it goes by your head. And I'll just give two examples of this, but they're basically the same. Comes along the Mishnah Berurah in the name of the Pri Megadim and the Pri Chadash, and says, "Im dato betoch shana lachzor sha'el kim komo, ve'im dato hachar shana sha'el kim makom shu sham, af al pi shesh lo isha levana beveito." If you happen to be a person who is visiting outside of Israel, but you're planning to go back within a few days, or in his words, within a year, you are an Israeli, you act like an Israeli, and therefore you ask for rain like an Israeli. And if, on the other hand, you're not planning to go back so fast, you became a ben chutz la'aretz, and just like you'll keep 2 days, you will also ask for rain like they do in chutz la'aretz. The be'er heitev, a different permutation, but the same idea. Im yesh lo isha v'anu be'eretz Yisrael, v'ch b'she'en dato lachzor b'yimei hakshamim, shoel k'bnei eretz Yisrael. In the name of the Mahari Kash, says the be'er heitev, if you have a wife and kids in Israel, you basically, your head is in Israel, you act like an Israeli, and you ask for rain like an Israeli. Just like you'd probably keep 1 day of Yom Tov even though you're outside of Israel. But if you don't have a wife and kids outside of Israel, no shackles that connect you to Israel, therefore, you're like a ben chutz la'aretz, and therefore if you're in chutz la'aretz, you will not ask for rain. And vice versa as well. So as you can see here, we basically have the very same machlokes that we have regarding Yom Tov Sheni, regarding the traveler. Does it go by your head, or does it go by your feet? If it goes by your head, then you have to ask yourself, where is the centrality of your life? In Israel or outside of Israel? And that will determine what you'll say in Baruch Aleinu. If it goes by your feet, it's a very simple question. Where are you? You're in England? You ask like they do in England, beginning of December. You're in Israel? You act like an Israeli. You start asking from Zayin Mar Cheshvan. And if you travel in between, you'll change, because it goes by where your feet are and not by your head.
ברך עלינו לטובה, וברך את השנים לרווחה. גם אם יש ענן אפור, יש אותך. תקל טוב ומתים